Welcome back, my little recusants, to another episode of our Kingdom Hearts Rechain of Memories 100% guide. We're just looking at the map here and we just have a few other rooms to create, but essentially on the map you're going to have 3 golden rooms. Technically 4, but you've 3 golden rooms that you have to get through mandatorily to, complete the story. And basically we've been collecting a couple of different map cards, and essentially whatever number of door you use to succeed, the next room will be 1 plus that next door. So we used a 2 card, and that's why when we got to this door it required a 3 card. But if we use a 0, which kind of counts as a 10, we are able to then reset the next room counter to 1, which is just quite a handy thing to know. And what also is handy is that we've picked the Martial Awakening, so green cards, whether they be Martial Awakening, Sorcerer's Awakening, Alchemic Awakening, Meeting Grounds, these rooms will kind of have an average amount of Heartless, medium-sized, and they'll essentially have some sort of augmentation to how the battles go. And that's why we hit everything, ladies and gents. We get Moogle points, we get 3 cards. And now that we're in another battle, it basically means that all of the cards, while you're in a Martial Awakening, all of your attack cards will be increased by a value of 2. So it just makes these fights that little bit quicker. And the red cards have a direct impact on the Heartless and how they appear. So within a Sleeping Darkness room, there'll be a small amount of Heartless that all be asleep, and stuff like that. So again, it all just depends on what exactly you guys want, but just showcasing and showing off the fact that nearly all of our cards now have a massive increase. But what, fair warning, what it does mean is that you won't be able to use any 0 cards. Now, that won't really matter, but just as you're aware, they're all increased by 2, which means, your 0s become a 2. What is super nice there is we're after getting like a Kingdom Key drop, another Kingdom Key drop, 2 Kingdom Key drops, as well as a Cure drop. So hit everything, because this is a deck builder game, and essentially the more cards we have, the more variety and useful combos we can have, which of course is very important too. And likewise, we're just going around fighting away, and whenever we get level ups, at least for the foreseeable future, we're going to be increasing our card point capacity, allowing us to fill our decks more and more with more valuable cards, or just more options of attack cards. And I suppose the game doesn't do a very good job in explaining this, so I will take some time now while we're just wandering through here. I suppose for this map, first of all, Teeming Darkness. Large room, tons of Heartless, the most Heartless you can kind of get through in a single room. And as I say, we now have our cards back to normal. But certain friend cards have combos, so if Goofy just goes before 1 attack card, he'll do the Goofy Smash slight. So not all of the slights require just Sora. Goofy and Donald can have unique slights as well. But one side effect of Teeming Darkness is enemy cards can be dropped at a more higher frequency in any room ending in darkness. So whether it's Tranquil Darkness, Teeming Darkness, Everlasting Darkness, Almighty Darkness. There's just a variety of cards that are a certain form of darkness, and if it has darkness in the name, it drops enemy cards more frequently. Definitely Teeming Darkness and Almighty Darkness do. 100% they do. And obviously, since Teeming Darkness has the most amount of Heartless, that we can generate, more fights plus more Heartless makes higher and higher probability that we get the enemy cards. And for 100%, we are going to need to find all the enemy cards for Sora. So that's a whole ordeal in and of itself. And I might as well tell you guys this earlier rather than later. I was meant to say this in the first episode, and again I didn't, and I'm only have to think of it now and talking about enemy cards. Because as the tutorial with the mysterious man in the black cloak said, enemy cards give you the capability of giving yourself passive effects in combat. So for example, the shadow card gives all of your cards a value of +1. The soldier, for example, gives you an extra combo in combat. These little red nocturnes, if you were to get their enemy card, it would give fire attacks and fire damage, fire spells, more damage. Same with the blue nocturne, blizzard spells have more damage. But as well as that, we can also get essentially enemy cards that are versions of bosses. So whether they be Heartless bosses, like the guard armor, things like that. We're in Traverse Town, so it's fairly safe to say we're going to be fighting guard armor again. But if you end up getting different enemy cards, we need to fill them all up for the collections. But what's super nice as well is the fact that you're able to get special enemy cards out of special Room of Rewards, they're called, and we'll discuss them a bit later. But what you need to do earlier rather than later is go back to your collections, whether you're playing on the 1.5 collections, or you know the full collections on Steam like I am. There is a 358 over 2 days movie. Now, the tricky thing is, what you'll see for this 100% is I have watched this movie. But for those wanting to, you know, experience the story, do not watch 358 over 2 days before finishing Kingdom Hearts 2. It spoils so much of the game, it is unbelievable. But ultimately, for this 100% guide, I needed to have the 358 movie watched in order to completely complete the collection of cards, essentially. So just a forewarning of that, I've watched it, and there will be cards for characters that we will not have met in this game, but are, you know, related to the story further on. But I would argue that you can watch them at any point. So even if you go and do the key to rewards, you normally get 2 rewards, one being the intentional reward of the game and a bonus reward for watching the 358 movie. Just be aware that I would suggest if you're playing it to play this game, play 2, and then circle back for your platinum. That's basically my 2 cents. But I'll go through this cutscene now. Fighting alone isn't as easy as I thought. And then Donald and Goofy appear through their cards to be in the cutscene. Ah! Don't pop out of nowhere like that. Hey, it's not our fault. We don't know what's going on. Oh, yuck! Bow wow bark, I guess. Pluto! This keeps getting stranger. What's Pluto doing here? There's nothing strange about that. We came to Traverse Town with Pluto, didn't we? Did we? No, wait. According to my journal, it was before you met Sora that you came to town with Pluto. What? He's right. We were chasing after Pluto, and that's how we ended up in Castle Oblivion. But aren't we in Traverse Town? Well, it's not really Traverse Town. I think the card created this Traverse Town inside Castle Oblivion. Ah, who cares about all that? It's too confusing. I don't know where we are, but let's just keep moving forward, defeating the Heartless. We'll get somewhere. You better be careful, or it's the Heartless that's going to defeat you. It's Leon. Leon, it's you! What are you doing in Castle Oblivion? Castle Oblivion? What are you talking about? This is Traverse Town. And how do you know my name? Who are you? Gasp. I never met the likes of you before. Quit playing, Leon. We fought the Heartless together, you know that. Look, I don't know what you're talking about. I don't even know your names. You don't? Sorry. I can't believe it. How could you have forgotten about us? I feel bad for you, but you got the wrong guy. It happens all the time. Don't take it so personally, Sora. You do know his name. Now hold on. Why do I know your name? Do you think Leon's just kidding around? If he is, it's not funny. Sora's really upset. Who's kidding around, Goofy? You and Donald are the ones who... Hey! I don't get it. Something's wrong with my memory. What's happening here? I'd know, Leon. Maybe Aerith was onto something after all. She said she sensed some kind of uncanny kind of power and asked us to look into it. Well, this is as uncanny as it gets. Maybe you should take Sora to see Aerith. Yuffie, you know my name. Yep, looks like you know mine too. You know him? Nope, total stranger, but I definitely know his name. Strange, yes, but convenient. We can skip the introductions. How is it that you can accept the situation so calmly? Well, I'm going to run ahead and fill Aerith in. Leon, you give him the grand tour. See you later. And Pluto's just vibing. Leon's just having an existential crisis. I guess there's no use pondering over it. Come on and follow me, but there are Heartless wandering around. I better teach you how to protect yourselves in battle. And here's how we learn about slights, ladies and gentlemen. I have been using them quite regularly. But essentially, yes, I'll circle all the way back. I was talking about enemy cards and things that the game doesn't really explain to you quite well. The card themselves, like the number of the cards, only implies whether you are able to break or be broken by the cards. The card's actual damage is in no way affected by the number. So like hitting an enemy with a 1 card, that is the Kingdom Key, versus a 9 Kingdom Key card. The 9 Kingdom Key card doesn't do more damage than the 1 Kingdom Key card. It is just the fact that the 9 Kingdom Key card is unlikely to be broken when the enemies start trying to use cards to interrupt your attack. Whereas your 1 card, you play it, you might start your swing and then get card broken. And essentially what it's saying here then is your 0 cards are the most powerful, because if you play it after someone plays a card, it'll break it. But if you just keep on spamming attacks, your card is going to get broken by any value there. So essentially, yeah, like, so when we're building our decks, we are going to want cards that are going to basically be able to, you know, like that. I stock those 3 cards of a value of 20. No normal Heartless is going to be able to stop that card, because they typically don't have zeros and they won't be able to stock cards. So once you have something around 11 or 10, like, you'll start using the sliding dash and things like that. But yeah, press Y to gather cards, and then you can press Y to use the 3 cards stocked, or you press the 2 shoulder buttons to use a single card that's stocked, or 2 cards that are stocked. And basically, yeah, he's saying you should collect and learn slights. They're really useful. But if you use slights, the first card in that combination vanishes for the whole battle, and you won't be able to reload it. So don't be using stocked cards all the time. It's a risky business. But essentially, as we journey through the game, we're going to be collecting different Keyblades. And I suppose for me, it's more important to have a deck that you're able to kind of combo with, that can also match into certain slights and things to make boss fights easier and whatnot. But as I said, the value of the card doesn't determine its damage, it's the type of Keyblade that's used. So what's really important is you take the time to look and learn the cards, because basically you have a 3-hit combo. The like strike, swing, there's exact words, I'm not remembering them off the top of my head at the moment. But there's like the combo beginning move, the strike, the swing, and the finisher, shall we say. And essentially, every Keyblade has a grade of damage that it does when it's used as the first hit, the second hit, or the third hit. And essentially, when we collect new Keyblades, certain ones will be really good in the first hit, certain cards will be better as a finisher, etc. So it's important about when you get new cards, look in the journal, learn about them, and then set up your deck that when you're doing your 1, 2, 3 combos, you're going to be doing the most amount of damage. So, since we finished the first golden room, it then gives you the guidance room that will allow you to, progress the story. And essentially that's what we're going to be doing during this, going from gold room to gold room until we're finished the world. Aerith, have you forgotten me too? I don't know whether to say nice to meet you or good to see you again. I don't think I know you, but I still feel like you belong here. Yeah, exactly, like we've never met, but I still don't feel weird not knowing you. But that's what I'm telling you, we have met, we took on the Heartless together. It feels like you're right, but I can't remember. Then I guess you won't remember what you told me in Hollow Bastion when I sealed the keyhole. We may never meet again. But we'll never forget each other. See, you do remember. He's right, Leon. I remember you saying that too. Guess I can't write it off as coincidence then. I don't have any memory of it, but somehow I still remember. I think your heart is doing the remembering for us. My heart? We don't know you, Sora, but your heart is full of memories of us together. Those memories must resonate in our hearts too. Maybe they tell us things we wouldn't otherwise know. So you're saying that Sora's memories are affecting ours? His memories do seem to have a certain power. This town is an illusion, something my memories created. And there's someone special to you in this town? How did you... Oh, I get it, my memories are resonating with you, telling you what happened. Yeah, a friend of mine is somewhere in this town. I mean in Castle Oblivion. Castle Oblivion? What? There aren't any castles in here. That's not quite what I mean. You're still not sure what's right. Right, we just got here after all, and we better take a look around. Go for a walk around town, Sora. There are Heartless, but I know that you can handle it. So you know I can fight. I can't say that I know, but I feel like I believe that you can. Then we get the final golden card, the key to the truth. And basically this key to truth brings us to a boss fight. It'll always be a boss fight no matter what the world you're in. And depending on the world, the first room or second room could also have fights as well or other challenges. But most typically, the key room is a cutscene, the guidance room is a cutscene, and the final room is a cutscene. Now I sped up the next little bit just because I wanted to, again, show you guys a bit of the combat and just that I'm not cutting every single combat all the time. Just so you guys are aware of that. But I am looking forward to, as I say, collecting more cards, collecting more summons. And as I say, in the next episode I do get a different Keyblade, so I'm kind of showing you guys how best to, even just with 2 Keyblades, use the cards to their best efficacy going forward. But right now, since we've increased our CP to like 375, we can just basically keep the deck going as it's kind of been designed, which was from highest card to lowest card. And as you can see, I can add like another cure, and that basically gets us to like 355. And then if I want to, I could probably throw in Zimba too, if the points allow it. But as I say, the more cards we collect, the more we're going to put in. And if we end up putting in, you know, more cards, it's obviously going to be more costly. And also, if we want to kind of get rid of those 1 or 2 cards, we need to basically, you know, putting in an 8 card is more expensive than putting in a 3 card. So we're going to want our cards to be of higher values. So, you know, it's going to cost more card points to do that. But as I say, just before going into the fight, it's like, let's just make sure we're as leveled up as we can. But at the moment, we've kind of reached the point of diminishing returns. Like, we have 200 EXP to now get to the next level. And it is just going to take that little bit longer fighting enemies that are only giving us 3 to 5 experience. Whereas I can, you know, it's not really a spoiler, but basically enemies per floor give different amounts of experiences. So it's not specific to the world, because when we get to world selection, we can kind of pick any world to be on the second floor, for example. But the second floor will just yield a certain amount of experience, more than floor 1, and floor 3 more than floor 2, etc, etc. So that's that, basically, is all I'm saying. But that particular door needed just a green coloured card to work. So it's not necessarily that you need to have a card of a certain value. It could be a certain colour and a certain colour and a certain value. Well, what do you know? It's Sora! Wait, what am I saying? I don't know you. But you do look like a Sora. It's okay, Sid, that's my name. So you've heard of me, eh? I don't know what I thought. Yeah, well, I can't say I'm surprised. Anyway, maybe you can help me out. A friend of mine's supposed to be somewhere in this castle, our town. Got any ideas? Your friend, huh? Lately all this town has is Heartless. Can't go 2 steps without getting attacked. In fact, this plaza is the worst. Word has it a jumbo Heartless shows up when the bell rings. If you value your hide, you'll get out of here while the getting's good. Gosh, maybe we should leave. What, don't you want to see the big Heartless? No, we don't. And on cue, we have our boss fight. The bell! Be careful, Sora. So, bosses have their own unique arenas and their own unique strategies, and they also can give us access to what's called a gimmick card. So, like friend cards, this will be a green card that can give us a massive advantage in the battle. So, whenever you see any card, whether it's a green card, just make sure you collect it, because it's either a friend card, which you can kind of stock in the first slot and not lose your cards due to slights, but as well as that then, you know, it could also be a gimmick card, which will give us a big advantage. And now we can do our combo attacks, but now when we get to the bottom of our deck, it starts to be really tricky now. And then we're going to just try and use a slight to basically get us back our potion. Because items can't be reloaded once they're used, so the bottom line with potions is, you know, always kind of stock them first, because they won't be broken then, more than likely, and, you know, they then, you know, won't be reloaded anyway, so it doesn't matter. But as you can see here, we're after getting a gimmick card, so I'm going to just break the card, kind of preload the number, use the gimmick, and then my card is refreshing while the gimmick is going off. And so that gimmick card basically causes the suit of armor to completely just fall to pieces, and we can get a good few combos in, even with our low 1s and 0 cards, you know. Missed that Goofy, unfortunately. That was a bit of a shame. As you can see, Blizzard doing tons of damage to like the foot. It clearly just has a magic weakness compared to the arms, you know. And it makes sense, because typically Blizzard would have just been a ground, you know, spell. And here we have another gimmick. So again, I probably should have pre-charged and just got it all back, so I could have just done way much more of a combo without waiting for the reload. So, you know, there's definitely ways to streamline this and whatnot. But Blizzard's doing a nice chunk too. I mean, it's not bad. And then another hit with my 1 card, and then I can break with 0 because he's used a card first. But we're going to just have to take this hit, unfortunately. And that's the boss done. Sorry if my voice is a bit like Sora. I kind of didn't realize, oh my god, all this voiced, you know, I'm going to have to read so much. And I'm going like a mile a minute. I don't know how I thought I was going to read all of that first go round. But since we've now defeated the boss, we get our first enemy card, which is a boss enemy card. But next episode I'm going to be showing you guys kind of a little bit of like the fact that you can get enemy cards from the normal enemies as well. And that I'm probably going to be doing that off screen just to kind of grind and try and find the enemy cards floor by floor, rather than trying to get a big collection of them like the Bestiary intend to, you know? So your friend wasn't here? No, I don't think I'll find him in this town. But he's somewhere in this castle, I just know it. Castle? Like this whole town is in some humongous castle? Whew, that's rich. He's probably telling the truth, Sid. He can see the reality that's bigger than just this world. I wish I was that sure. You'll be okay, Sora. No matter what shape reality takes, you'll be able to see it. I may not remember you. Sorry, guys. Leon. Oh, I was clicking way too fast. Take care, Sora. I'm a little lost, but best of luck anyway. The TLDR is they don't really know what's happening, and Sora is having memories about them, and they're getting different insights and things like that. And, you know, it's all just a bit messed up. Aerith comes back. What's up? I don't have all the answers, but I had to tell you something. Your memories created this town, right? That's what the guy said who gave me the card. If that's true, then your memories... But you can't be a figment. You're standing right in front of me. It's not really me. I remember things I should and know things I shouldn't. Sora, beware of your memories. In this journey, you'll come across more illusions. Sometimes the shadows of your memory will try and deceive you and lead you astray. Huh? What exactly does that mean? Yeah, and then I pause for this, like... I'm sorry, I'm just another illusion. The truth is out of my reach. Don't say stuff like that, it's depressing. Stay strong, Sora, and don't let the distractions lead you astray from what's really important. Sora? Are you ready to go? I'm really sorry, guys, for, like, hammering through that little bit of a cutscene. But basically... Sora goes to say goodbye to Aerith, and Donald and Goofy are like, Aerith went with everybody else. You were kind of just standing there talking to yourself. We were a bit worried. But Aerith is basically saying that since Sora remembered her as this really wise person, Aerith, in this incarnation of her, has a deeper awareness of what's going on, and she's basically told Sora to be wary of these illusions and to keep true to like the light and the things that he knows, because these memories can kind of be illusions shrouded in darkness and lead him astray. But that's our episode, guys. Episode 2 done. I look forward to the next episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Yeah. And once again, you know, hit everything because you could get a card and other useful collectibles. But I will see you next time. Have a good one. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.
Huh.